that we held that we hear from God. The book of Obadiah, well done, good and faithful servant. This morning I want to encourage you, when we flip over into God or hiding for God or dodging your purpose from God, but this morning that's the furthest place from where I want to be. This morning we're starting a new series called to Complete. And our new series, Called to Complete, is where we're going to be at, because there was a message that Jonah was given by God, and he was called to complete the purpose of God through that message. And this morning, that's where I want to share with you. I want you to see that you have been called to complete a purpose for God. And are we living up to that purpose? And are we fulfilling that purpose? And are we completing that purpose? Are we just starting? Are we looking at it as a task that I don't want to undertake? But this morning, as we begin our first part of this series, Called to Complete, it's just excited to think about this series. And not only is it going to be inspired by the Word of God, but I hope it inspires you to look at your life, not only as it being a testimony, but one that God has placed a specific task in your hands. And it's not something that the pastor has asked you. It's not something that the church has asked you. It's something that God has asked you to do. And there should be some importance in that. And at times, each one of the designated mouthpieces that we're going to study over the next couple of weeks, they had struggles. They had issues along the way with the task that God had given them. It was a load. It was a burden. And there was something that had to be done. And each one of them had personal agendas, and each one of them had personal outlooks on it. But at the end of the day, they had to put themselves aside so the glory of God could be had. And I think most importantly right now, that the glory of God should be the forefront of all of our desire in our life. Not that we are benefiting, not what I'm getting from God, but God, am I glorifying you for what you are, for the joy, for the glory that you deserve, for all the things that you've done, so that people can see how important you are in my life. And I was thinking about being called to complete. Got anybody in here that is a great project starter but not good at a completer? Anybody, we talk about it all the time. We thank you for your honesty, for those of y'all that raise your hand. But isn't that kind of a thing? We get so excited, and we have such a desire for this project. And man, we feel that it's needed, and man, it's vital in our life. Maybe it's a building project around home, something you've desired, or maybe it's a personal agenda that you